I was 19 years old when I was dating this guy named Richard. Now, Richard and I were basically living together when my 38-year-old boss decided that he wanted a baby and that I was going to be the one to give him that baby. And when I told him no, he kidnapped me for 6 weeks and forced himself on me. And this entire time, Richard was not bothered that I was MIA. So when I finally get away from my rapist, I go back to Richard and I explain everything that happened, and I'm just like sobbing. And his response is to accuse me of cheating on him because I should have fought harder to get away from my rapist if I really cared about him. Yeah, something about him turning my kidnapping and rape into me not caring enough about him kind of destroyed those feelings I had.
I was in a almost, let's say, 3.5 year long relationship. This is with my youngest child's father. So in the beginning of the relationship, it was great. He was my best friend. He was my companion. It was awesome. And then things changed. He began to cheat. He was emotionally unavailable, and he really just didn't act like he loved me or liked me anymore, but wouldn't let me go. Mind you, we were living in the same house. So I became pregnant with our second child. And this was while I was kind of trying to figure out whether I was going to stay or whether I was going to go. But I loved him. I ain't even going to lie to you. Nonetheless, we were going through some tough times, but I found out I was pregnant. And when I told him, he literally told me, if you keep this baby, I'm going to leave you. He would not speak to me. He would not look at me. If we slipped up in the moment and shared a laugh together, he would immediately pull back as if he regretted engaging with me. And more so because I couldn't make the decision at the time of maintaining the pregnancy or giving the baby back to God. And I was young at the time, so it was very hard for me to make those types of decisions. I was already a mother of 2, and I was in the process of getting my life together. But his behavior and how he treated me hurt me so bad. I probably knew I was pregnant for 6 days. On day 6, I remember feeling awful cramps in my stomach. I went to the bathroom and there was blood. And I remember crying so much and calling out his name to come upstairs. And by the time he got upstairs and I told him what was going on, he literally looked at me and said, "Why the fuck did you call me up here?" So I cried and cried and cried, and a friend of mine came over and helped me pass through that miscarriage. After that, I could not look at him anymore the same. I didn't want him to touch me. I completely fell out of love, and we were never the same. The relationship probably ended about 1.5 months later for good. But I'm so glad that the divine made the choice for me instead of me having to make that decision for myself. And I know that my child will return to me at a later date. And I can't wait to kiss his little nose. But it broke my heart at the time, for sure.
Hey, so come and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are new, my name is Lisa, and judging by the title, you already know what this video is all about. Ladies, I have a question. Have you ever lost feelings for a man that you once loved so much? And if yes, what do you think was the reason as to why you lost feelings for that man? I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. Anyways, I'll first let you guys watch the video, then I'll come back with my thoughts at the end.
Okay, so a lot of you guys know my story, a lot of you guys don't. Last year, I was on top of the world. I felt like I had everything going for myself. I had a really good steady job. I was gonna graduate with my bachelor's degree. I had a very good, strong support system with my family, my friends. I was, doing more TikToks, photo shoots. I was just, being happy. So the only thing that I felt like I needed was a partner to share, everything with and to grow with. And I met this guy, and I really liked him. And he was goofy. He seemed genuine. He seemed, on my level. He was very, attentive at first, and everything was going great. Well, he made it official. And then the day that killed me was my mom had passed away. And I posted on Instagram, I posted everywhere that, hey, you guys, I need your prayers. My mom just passed away. I really need you guys. I even posted hey, mom, I know you're not suffering anymore. I love you and I'll miss you. And fuck. And that same day, you would expect your partner to be there for you to, and we were already in a relationship by then. You expect them to be with you, to love you, to just really support you in that time of need. And a week prior, I found out that he was with his baby mama. I didn't find out, but he was with his baby mama a week prior, and she had taken pictures, and she didn't send me those pictures yet. I didn't find out until the day that my mom passed away. So she decided, she knew, she watched my story, she knew what I was going through that day, and she decided to send me those pictures of her and my now ex together. And that even broke me more. I told him what happened, like, what the hell, like, what the heck? And he was just like, instead of, you know, being like, hey, you're right, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, or, you know, still comforting me, like, it's a really hard day for you and I'm still here for you. No, he said, believe what you want, and drove off. So not only was I crying and mourning my mom, I was begging a man to comfort me and give me the love that I needed in order to be okay. And that's the sucky part.
So I have a history of situationships, and I used to chase unavailable men, constantly going after, you know, men who didn't want relationships, and it was a pattern. It was an avoidant, a pattern of mine. It was actually safer to chase these men than let anybody reel in. But I was in a situationship with a man for over 2 years, and we had great chemistry. We got along amazingly. I had so much fun with him. He was successful. He was over 40. I just sort of thought that he would come around. But I never really heard him. I mean, right when we started talking, he told me he didn't want a relationship, he didn't want something serious, and I just let my feelings and my emotions sort of keep me there as an option for him. And again, I thought he would just come around and change his mind. So after like 2 years of us being in this situationship, he had like a tough night out or something happened, and I remember I ran to his side. You know, he needed help. I took care of him, I nurtured him, I did all these things for him always at the drop of a hat. But not too shortly after, I was going through a really hard time mentally, emotionally, and I will never forget, he reached out to me, and I was like, I'm not doing okay, you know, I need help, I need something, and I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, call me when you're better. And it was that moment that I realized I had let this man stay in my life for 2 years, thinking that he could just come in, have fun, whatever, leave, and he was not truly ever going to be there for me. And it was at that moment that I decided that I was going to change the way that I showed up, that I deserved to have someone take care of me when I needed it, and that I was showing up in a way that was not honoring what I truly wanted when it came to dating. So I broke it off with him, and I showed up different to the dating scene. I created my workbook, and literally it worked.
I, 25-year-old female, have been losing attraction to my boyfriend, 28 male, since he started squealing.
Squealing?
I've lately been losing attraction to him, but for the past few weeks, I've noticed I have almost no desire to sleep with him. The main issue is that so far, it seems like it's been in direct relation to some of his mannerisms that have come out as we've gotten more comfortable with one another. Specifically, he's very affectionate, and I guess now that we're more established as a formal couple, he started squealing whenever he sees me, like a really high-pitched sound, typically a few times when he first sees me or whenever he starts feeling cuddly, and it's sometimes accompanied with this wiggle thing he does with his body. The best comparison I can think of right now is when a dog gets really excited and starts wiggling their butt a lot. When he gets this way at least once every time we see each other, often several times, he'll also make a sound effect every time we kiss. It's an audible mwah sound each time, and in full sincerity, not as a joke. Mwah. Maybe I'm just being too picky and uptight, but it's been really hard to want sex when he does this stuff right before foreplay. The mannerisms make me think of a little kid when they get a toy or something.
Oh, whoa.
And obviously that wouldn't make any sane person want to be intimate. How do I bring this up with him? I don't want him to change who he is or make him feel scrutinized, and I definitely don't want to tell him that he does something that turns me off.
We were in marriage counseling to decide if there was anything we could do to salvage our marriage, and we were talking, and the therapist noticed that my ex-husband was getting very agitated, and she stopped and she said, "You seem really angry. Talk about it. What's bothering you?" And he told her that he was angry because he didn't think it was fair that I benefited from his bachelor's degree financially that he earned. He didn't stop to think that for the 9 years that it took him to get his bachelor's degree while he was working full-time, that I took care of everything. I took care of the house, the cooking, the cleaning, taking care of 5 kids, so that all he had to do was work, go to school, come home, study with no distractions, nothing. And to the point where it was detrimental on the relationship between the kids and me, because I was constantly trying to stop them from bugging him so that he could do his studying, because he would get so angry. And to hear him say that it's not fair for me to financially benefit from him earning his degree just broke me. And I was done. I was done trying. I was done anything. If that's what he valued me at, I could never be good enough for him, and I was done.
Renovating a house with my fiance. I remember the specific moment that I realized it was over. The entire renovation, I had to take the lead on everything. I just wanted to pick like the tiles and the colors, but no. I had to find the contract. I had to schedule everything. Even the things that I assigned to him, I'd have to nag him. Have you called him? Have you scheduled that? It was exhausting. He had no get up and go. No ability to manage his own time. He needed me to mother him. Do this, do that. But the real moment was when we needed a sign off to knock down a wall. And he was assigned that. I got the contractor to knock down the wall, but he needed to get the sign off from the structural engineer saying that it was not a load-bearing wall. So I kept nagging him. Did you do that? No. 2 days later. Did you do that? No. 2 days later. Did you do that? Yeah, I got the sign off. Great, I scheduled the contractor to take down the wall. It wasn't load-bearing. The contractor took down the wall. He calls me. The roof is caving in. How was that possible? My fiance lied. He lied about having the sign off. There was no meeting with any structural engineer. He just didn't want to do it, so he lied. It was at that moment that I realized this is not a man. This is a child. I do not want this to be the rest of my life. Peace out.
Please keep me anonymous. I want to pour out my heart. It's not like it's going to make things better, but I will feel better for speaking out. I've been married for 9 years. My husband has a decent job that can at least take care of the family's basic needs. He's trying so much to provide for the family, but I have a problem. We don't have a husband and wife relationship. There is no romantic bond between us. Our relationship is now more transactional. We only discuss bills, the kids, etc. We do not spend any time for ourselves. No bond, no emotional presence. Our sex life is a mess. I am adjusting just fine to the situation, but it's dangerous. I'm slowly falling out of love with him. The problem is that he doesn't even see it as a problem. He thinks I'm fantasizing and what I'm asking for is not real. I no longer enjoy sex with him. I just do it dutifully. He doesn't even care if I'm sexually satisfied or not. My husband is a good man, but I'm falling out of love with him. I'm not asking for too much. I just need him to call me a little more often. Ask me how I'm doing. Appreciate and commend me for the part I'm playing too. Show a little care and attention to me personally as his wife, not just as the woman who bettered his kids. I am attention starved. I am sex starved. I work too. I earn and assist in the house too. I am tired of taking this initiative. I just want to be shown a little more love and attention. I don't want to grow completely cold. I do not like the way I'm adjusting to the whole situation. I spoke to my leader in church and she has advised me on talking to him about it. He keeps saying the same thing, that I'm watching too much romantic movies. Me will not get time to watch TV. At this point, I'm completely tired and highly vulnerable. I say make I ask, na so it be. We will be 10 years by December. Na so this marriage be.
Do you find anyone attractive? Because I've been single.
I don't have the facts on this one, but I am very similar to this beautiful lady who just asked the question about, did we lose our attraction for men? Because that's the ultimate question she's asking. She's saying, hey, I lost attraction to men. It doesn't matter if I go on a dating website, if I see a guy or not. I just don't have the attraction anymore. There's nothing there. I have no urge or any kind of motivation to want to date anyone. And she asked if anyone felt that way after being single for a length of time. And I, for one, am that person. I am in the happy singles club where I can see a guy and say, oh, he's cute, but not in a sexual way and not in a way that makes me want to date him. It's like, oh, he's attractive, But it's not like, ooh, I want to get to know him. It's like I see his appearance and I note his appearance. The same way when I see a woman's appearance and I note her appearance. I mean, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. But I'm not like, ooh, she's so pretty. Or even with a guy, oh, he's so pretty or handsome or whatever. I don't get caught up. And I think because, at least for me, I don't know what her exact reasons are, which one of the reasons is that we stay single for so long that we become content. I don't think that's a dangerous thing. I think the dangerous thing is when you stay single and you don't have a social life or you don't have a community. That's when it becomes dangerous. But it doesn't become dangerous or abnormal or weird if you're not interested in dating men and you enjoy being single. There's nothing wrong with that. And so that's where I'm at. I enjoy being single. I love community. I love camaraderie. And even if men are in the community, I love them too, but not to date them, not to get into a sexual relationship with them like I am. I am so free and I'm so happy, and I don't want to mess that up for nothing. Like, I don't want to argue. I don't want no one telling me about myself. I'd rather for my girlfriends or my friends or the people I know, cousins, uncles, whoever, to tell me about myself. I don't need no other man telling me about myself. I don't want to be obligated or committed. I don't want any of that. And I'm just, and the thought of some guy coming into my house thinking that he can provide and protect, and that gives him the, carte blanche membership. No, it just makes me want to cut your membership up and throw you out the door. So I'm like her, and I'm going to ask you guys the same question. The longer you're single, do you feel like you really want to be with someone? Do you feel the hunger or the need, not just sexually, but for a relationship? How do you feel about that? Like, I never thought in my entire life I would ever feel this way, because at one point in my life, it was like either the number one or the number two thing that I desired. And now I have 5 things that I want in life, and men are not in the top 5, the top 10, top 20. And I don't even know where they are in any of those other numbers that I didn't mention, because I'm content. And I will say this, because God has been dealing with me a little bit on how I'm coming off about men. Not all of them are bad people, right? They're not. But I, as a woman, have to protect myself. And I, as a woman, I feel that I have an obligation to help women understand and know the nature of men. And I want to protect women in a way that I only know how, and that's to make them aware of the capabilities of men. And as for me, I know how men can be. And even the nice ones who don't mean any harm, that want the best for you, I don't even want them. I don't need anybody in my life. I've been doing this for a long time, being single, and I'm enjoying it. And any woman, any wife who has found the right guy in her life, I commend you. I think it's a wonderful thing when you have found your true love and you're happy. I wish you the best for the rest of your life. As for me and in my house, it's me and my pets. And I'm just so good with that. So, but, let me know in the comments, please. Are you happy being single? Are you ultimately looking for someone but just taking a break? Are you 100% done? Do you want to get married one day? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Picture it, Sicily, 1946. If y'all don't know where that came from, just keep scrolling because you're too young for this video. So boom, I was 30 and I had just turned 30 and I decided I wanted a boyfriend. I have been hearing for a while now, when am I going to have some children? When am I going to get an actual boyfriend? Yada, yada, yada. So I made a dating profile and I got one. We're going to call him David. Me and David went together for a year. That whole year, it was hell. It was so much drama the whole damn year. So on this particular day, I had just got off work and he was waiting for me at the house. When I got there and started talking to him, I noticed that he wasn't sober because you could see it in his eyes and by the way he was acting. He was insisting on having sex, and I really didn't want to because I had just got off work. Like, can I chill? Can I get on my level before you start trying to insert in me? But eventually, I just went ahead and did it because it's not like I didn't want to do it. It's just I didn't want to do it right then. The time before this session, me and David were doing stuff, and he had almost died. When I say almost died, I mean the man decided that he wanted to hold his breath until he climaxed. Once he climaxed, he ran to the bathroom, out of breath, pale, needing water. We laughed about it because why are you holding your breath, you know? And he says to me, this is exactly how younger women be killing those older men. We were laughing because he's like 10 years older than me. Anyway, this time when we were about to do it, I said, be sure you breathe. Just, laughing. I mean, being funny, wasn't really serious. But he took it very seriously, and he got so upset with me, and he decided that he needed to take a break, so he went outside to smoke a cigarette. He came back saying that he had got a phone call and he had to go make a play. So I could go with him, or he could come back later. And so I just told him to come back later when he finished because, I was tired. So I ended up taking a nap, and when I woke up, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. David had not called me. He had not texted me. He hadn't come back. He had nothing. So I started calling his phone. I called him like 50 times because I'm thinking something has gone wrong. Because remember, he said he's going to make a play. Come to find out, David had went to sleep with another woman that he has been cheating on me with for the whole year we had been together.
It was his 40th birthday, and his mom was throwing him a birthday party. And he said to me, "Are you ready?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll just meet you over there. I haven't gotten the girls ready yet." I knew the birthday party was going to be 2 to 3 hours. So I had that amount of time to pack everything I needed to take with me so that when he came back from the party, I was going to be gone. By the way, if you are in an abusive relationship, you do not need to announce to anyone that you're walking out. That's how women get killed nowadays. When he walked out of the house, I was ready. My brothers were waiting with a truck, and we loaded up that truck so fast. I mean, it took us less than an hour to load up the truck with 1 bedroom set, the girls' bedroom set, their clothes, my clothes. Less than an hour, I was out of there. That evening, he called me and he said, "I can't believe you walked out, and I'm going to report you to the police because you stole the girls' furniture." After that, weeks after that, after I left him, he made my life a living hell. He would come and pick up my vehicle. He didn't care that I had small children. He could, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they don't care about anyone but themselves. He would remove my license plate. He was so damn petty. He was mad. He was mad that I walked out on him. How dare I? And if you can hear one advice, hear me when I tell you, be very careful who you lay down to make children with, because you're going to deal with this person for the rest of your life. Be very careful. After that, I filed for divorce. I paid for it myself. I wanted this to be done. I did not want a penny. I wanted my freedom and my peace. You cannot put a price on your inner peace, and I got just that. Next, I filed for child support, and please don't be one of those women that say, "Oh, I'm just not going to file." This is not for you. This is for your children. It is their right to receive child support, to make their lives easier, to have better quality of life, file for child support, whatever you do. It's not up to you. He has to be responsible for the children just as you are. The last thing he said to me was, you left me, but you're going to be catching the bus. I will tell you, it wasn't easy. I raised my 2 girls on my own. I went back to school. I became a teacher. It was rough. Financially, it was rough, but I would do it all over again. If you are in an abusive relationship, get out. You cannot change this person. This is beyond your capabilities. Don't stay for the children. They are sick of it. They are sick of the fighting. They don't want to be in that. They don't want to be coming home to the arguments. Don't think that you're doing them a favor. Get out. Don't even think about it. And you don't need to tell anybody your plans. Write them down. Keep them in a journal. Make your way out. Plan it out. Whatever you have to do, but get out. They're not going to change. This is someone else's mess. You need to allow another woman to come along and fix him. It is not your job, and it is not any woman's job to fix a man.
So I had very few boundaries in our relationship. That is not a flex. It's not a flex to try to be the easygoing person who doesn't have a lot of boundaries. You just hurt yourself. But anyway, I had this one boundary that I said, I really need you to respect this. We had a conversation about it. He agreed to it. A couple of weeks after making this boundary, he messaged me and said, hey, I know this was a boundary for you, but it's unavoidable for me, so I'm going to do it anyway. And also, I'm not emotionally available for you, so I won't be talking to you for the next couple of days. So he knew this was a boundary that he was violating, verbalized that he knew it was a boundary, said that because it inconveniences him, he's not going to respect it, and then he abandoned me to deal with the aftermath. That eliminated everything I needed to know about him.
It was the day I took photos for him. It was the first time that I ever did a boudoir shoot for someone I cared about. And, I thought it was going to be a really sweet, amazing Valentine's Day gift. I worked with a close friend of ours, and I loved how they turned out. It was the first time in a long time my hair had been really long, and it was exciting. So I took the pictures, and I printed out some of my favorites, and I put them in a card with his all of his favorite things. And he took them, he opened them, and he told me that he hated them. And I couldn't quite understand why. So I just went into our room. Mind you, we had been dating for about 2 years at this point. And I went into our room and I just kind of thought to myself, does he really hate them? Does he hate me? And so I see that he left the pictures on his desk. And so I took them and I went to go and ask him about them. And I overheard him telling his mom they were the worst Valentine's Day gift he could have ever received. And it was at that point in our relationship where I really did fall out of love with someone that I fell in love with. It was really, really sad, and I don't think I'll ever recover from that.
Well, this is how I knew that my relationship with my husband was over. First, I feel like women, we break up mentally with a person. Before, the court papers are filed, we mentally break up with the person. And so I mentally broke up with my husband. I went to God. I told him, you know what? I do not want to be in this relationship anymore. It just takes me back to the song of R. Kelly. When a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it, because my mind was already made up and I was at the point where I was ready to go. The day I knew I was fed up with my husband was a day I was with someone else. intimately.
So there was this poor woman who called into the Dr. John Delaney show saying that she lost all desire to sleep with her husband. She wanted to know what to do. His reaction was as if he gets a lot of calls like that, right? And there's lots of women who know exactly what she's talking about and how that can happen. And the comment section was full of women that were able to relate to that woman who called in. You end up losing that kind of chemistry when you end up taking care of your partner like a child, and it happens to a lot of wives, whether they realize it or not. And literally nobody wants to get with a child. So for the women in this position, it's not entirely your fault. It's not that there's anything wrong with your body or your mind. It's the position you're in your marriage. Your views on your husband have changed because of what's gone on in the marriage. If you are taking care of him hand and foot, just like your children, you're going to unknowingly put him in that child category. Losing interest tends to happen. It's just inevitable. When you spent your entire marriage or relationship with that kind of dynamic, I don't see that really changing. That's the kind of partner he needs, and that's the kind of partner you were for him. You have to decide what you need, and you have to decide if he is capable of giving it to you. You got to find someone who can adult along with you and not you taking care of them like a child. That might not be the man you've been married to for the last 20 years. It sucks to find out so late, but it's better to find out now than never. So what would you do in that situation?
Quick story time, and hopefully this can help somebody with the situation that they're going through. I was in a relationship with somebody some time ago, and I was very open and very vocal about some of the things that I had gone through in the past, and you know, how I handle things, how I cope, you know, just establishing boundaries at the beginning. One thing that I have always been honest about is how my anger has been. A lot of work to get my anger managed and under control. This person would use the worst tactics to pull my anger out. Whenever he couldn't get his way, whenever he felt like I wasn't giving him the attention that he needed, whenever he was in his head, he would trigger me purposely. I've always been a person who's been able to talk to people at this level. I don't have to yell, I don't have to scream, I can talk to you here to get an understanding. In conflict, he did not like that. I guess he wanted me to fight back with him. I told him from the jump, don't yell in my face, don't scream at me, and please don't call me out of my name. And so because I had learned how to cope with my anger and how to manage it and to keep my nervous system regulated when he would do that stuff, I would think of ways to bring myself down, and I would ask for time. If I needed a break from that conversation, I would ask for it, so that way I didn't give him the same energy he was giving me. No, that did not work at all. He would literally follow me and antagonize me. He would literally follow me around the room wherever I was going and poke at me. Oh, you mad? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You mad? Yeah, I'm under your skin, stuff like that. In the last month we were together, I had started doing a lot of mirror exercises because I needed to help myself in that situation and see how I was going to address it and how I was going to deal with it. At this point, I'm telling myself this relationship is just not for me. And so I looked at myself in the mirror and I realized I didn't know who I was anymore. It was just pure darkness in my eyes. I couldn't recognize that woman in the mirror. I knew who she was months and months before that, but I couldn't recognize who she was. I was exhausted, I was angry, and I wanted revenge. I wanted to hurt him, and that just simply was not me. So I ended it with him. That didn't go well. I got called every name in the book that I possibly could. But I remember in the last conversation I had with him, I told him, I said, you know, at first, I thought I didn't recognize you. I thought you were the stranger. I would tell him, I don't even know who you are anymore. But that wasn't the case. The case was, I was a stranger in this relationship. I had outgrew the relationship. I had already outgrew him. And so I wasn't compatible with him anymore. So I couldn't see him for what I saw him as before. I saw him for just who he had always been, minus all of the fluff. I outgrew the situation. I'm saying that because I know that there are some of you all who are possibly trying to stick these relationships through. And you know these relationships are not good for you. Maybe you have outgrown the relationship. Maybe you have outgrown the person. And it happens sometimes. And maybe you're sitting here trying to fight to be compatible and connected again, and it's just not happening. If that happens, sometimes you have to choose you and just walk away. Give that relationship gratitude, learn the lessons, appreciate the lessons that you got in the experience, find your strengths, and move on. Okay? Bye, y'all.
Let's read it. Hey there. Seeking advice on a situation. I've been married for 6 years, and my gut tells me something's off. I don't feel loved and often initiate physical affection without much response. When I am sad or even not too well, he just doesn't seem to care. Like my pain means nothing to him. Even during intercourse, I feel like it's one-sided. When I bring up our relationship, he diverts the topic on house matters or the kids. I've talked about it, but no change. Even just basic conversation, it's like I'm saying nothing. Nothing matters. If it wasn't for the kids, I would have left him. But I can't make the kids struggle. He provides financially, and I appreciate that. But I am losing all feelings for him. Any advice would be helpful.
There's many women that stay in relationships already miserable and already out of love. So if they was to break up with their boyfriends today and get with someone else in a month, they've been checked out.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they were messing with someone else already.
No.
Or they've been checked out and they were just trying to give you the last little bit of hope that there was left. Because that's another thing. Women will give you the last little bit of hope. They're already out of love, but maybe something will spark. Again, that wasting time
You know
shit.
what it is? It's the dream in our head. It's the dream. When you love somebody, you have a dream like, this is where I want it to go. This is how I want it to be. So it's hard to let go. And that's what I think happens.
Or comfortability.
Girl, let me tell you the tea. So people are asking how I left my husband of 10 years. How did I do it? Where did I come up with the strength? That's the question. Okay, so it wasn't like I woke up and decided to leave him. It was just years of unhappiness and drama, and we gave each other like this year, the end of this year, this current year, to see if we can work it out. But it just became so miserable and so hard. And it's not that I didn't love him. It was really hard to walk away. I literally, I pulled through as much as I can. But I think it was one day I literally woke up after a day of crying or a night of crying, and I was just like, I literally can't do this anymore. And it was just kind of like a tiff that we had, and just at that moment I was like, I can't do this anymore. And obviously it was heartbreaking. Going through any type of breakup or whatever separation is so fucking heartbreaking. It wasn't an easy decision, but I cannot say this enough. Your body, your mind, your heart, your soul, God, everybody, everything in you will know when it's time to leave. I just gave our relationship so much hope and so much effort at the end, even more. And I will even say it, I begged, I came out of character, and I did, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I left, and I am so much more happier. Obviously, again, there's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. I'm going to have thoughts and feelings and things like that. But don't hold back. Don't second guess yourself. If you're asking, is this relationship bettering me? And it's not. Obviously, do your best to fix it, because we're all here to be held accountable for our actions. But, sometimes you just got to dip.
Women are falling out of love with their husbands because they are taking on all the roles their husbands should be doing. And we do this unconsciously, unknowingly. We just slowly chip away until all of a sudden we go from feminine energy into our masculine energy, which makes him go from his masculine energy into his feminine energy. And now we are resentful, we are unhappy, we have the burden of doing it all, while he is in his divine feminine over there, relaxing, hanging out, letting us cater and take care of him. And we think, how the heck did I end up here? How did my marriage work out like this? He used to be so different. When I first met him, he did all these things, and now he doesn't, and I do everything. That is because throughout the relationship, you have slowly stepped into his masculine energy. You have slowly started to take over everything, mothering him, telling him how to do everything, controlling where he goes, what he does, not letting him do things because you do it better, complaining how he parks, micromanaging how he loads the dishwasher, being the watcher over everything he consumes, eats, and drinks, what's good for his health, what he should and shouldn't do, who he should and shouldn't talk to, when he needs to go to sleep. We slowly and unknowingly take on more and more every single day. And it normally starts from a place of love because we want to help or we want to do things for them. The mothering, nurturing nature in us, we start giving and giving and giving to the masculine energy, hoping we'll get it in return. But that is not how it works. Generally, the more we give, the less we get with the masculine energy. And then as time goes on, we become resentful and we just start taking over everything. And the masculine energy by nature tends to do the least amount required by them. So as we take on more, the less that they do. And that leads us to the dynamic of us pushing them into their feminine energy and being unhappy in this masculine, heavy burden energy that doesn't align with us to live a fulfilling, happy life. So women are falling out of love. They're falling into resentment and out of love with their husbands because of how much they've taken on. But we can take a step back, gain perspective of the shift of the dynamics of the energy in our marriages, and stop doing it. Step into the black cat energy. Step into the energy of you pick up what you need to do. I'm going to do less. Be lazy. Stop doing it all. You'll still do it. You'll still do a lot. But just saying be lazy because your version of lazy is probably still doing majority of things. But take a step back. If you're resentful, you're doing too many things. When you take a step back and stop doing things, that gives the space for him to step up and start doing things. So you start balancing out the roles, you start stepping into your feminine, allowing him to step back in his masculine. And then when he starts doing things and you start feeling like you can take a breath because you're not doing it all, you can start to work and rebuild the relationship. You can start to fall back in love with him. You can start to balance out the energetic dynamics and create a happy marriage.
She's a great woman. Ain't nobody gonna keep letting her go like that. She made a promise to me. She's like, you'll never see me again until I'm married and pregnant. And I haven't seen her since.
Did you learn from that?
Yes. That was probably the one. And I'm probably going to just have to settle from here on out.
I have no sympathy for him and men like him who think they have a bottomless pit full of chances. And then they're going to punish the next woman by settling for her. Because unbeknownst to her, she's in a competition with a woman that she's never even met. This is still selfish behavior because you're still going to pursue women knowing good and well you feel like you've already met the one. So here they are going to feel like they don't measure up. Why can't I just get closer to him? But you already know what the answer is. So she's going to be wondering if it's me. Meanwhile, you know it's you. This reminds me of the video that I posted about a year or so ago of this man saying that the one that he wants isn't available and he's going to keep dating other women in the meantime. And the host was like, are you telling the women that that's what's going on here? And he was like, no. They are well aware when they're wasting your time, when they love somebody else, when they'll never get over somebody else, but they're perfectly fine wasting your time. I just posted a video yesterday about this couple being interviewed on the street, and the man was saying he's only been divorced for 2 years, but he was married for 15, and he was there with his girlfriend of 10 months, and he was like, I'm nowhere near getting married. I still have to heal. And she was like, heal? But you approached me. They want you to heal the scars that another woman left. As the saying goes, if you don't heal what made you bleed, you'll bleed all over people who didn't cut you.
I loved him, but I wasn't in love with him. And because of that, I was not happy in the relationship. And even though we were engaged, I called off the wedding 6 months before. It was probably one of the hardest things I'd ever done, but also one of the proudest things I'd ever done. And I knew that if I was able to get over an ex that I was in love with and an ex-fiance, I could do anything. 4 years later, I met my husband. We're now married 24 years. Let me tell you, if you are unhappy in your relationship, if you feel even 1% that you're not happy in that relationship, let this be a message. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have self-love. I'm letting you know you are a 10 out of 10 and you deserve a 10 out of 10 life. One of the hardest things I had to learn was that self-love is not selfish. That happiness is something that we're entitled to and not something that we have to earn or work for. We deserve it, period.
It is that time of the day, time for another confession. Hey, my name is Sarah. I like reading people's anonymous confessions on Reddit, and I'll share with you some. So here we go. The title of this confession is, I am starting to hate my husband. I am a 30-year-old female and I'm starting to hate my husband who is 33. Everything he does is becoming annoying. I cater to him. Honestly, I clean the entire house and take care of the kids and also work, bringing in way more income than him. I also cook all our meals. At this point, it's just like, what added value is he bringing to my life if I'm primarily taking care of the kids, raising the kids, financially contributing more, and oh, here is the kicker. I also do more when it comes to S. It's becoming a growing resentment that I'm pouring into his cup and no one is pouring into mine other than myself. What is getting me is that we live in a world where we toss relationships left and right over frustrations. So I'm not leaning towards a divorce or leaving him because he is a good guy. But is he a great partner? Debatable. But is this for the worst part of my marriage because simply I just can't?
I'm telling you, it is the wildest thing when you wake up one day and you realize you feel nothing, that it is gone and it's never coming back. And you're not even sure if it was ever really there. Literally, you wake up, it hits you, and you're freaked out because you don't understand what's happening. And you just think, how did I get here? How did I build a whole world with this person? And I feel nothing. You almost feel crazy. They're not bad. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't a big event that made you say, I'm done. Like that. And you spend days, weeks, even years trying to deny that you're dead and done. You make coffee, you have dinner, you go out, you even have sex. You just go through the motions like this is going to come back, right? But wait, what's it even going to come back to? You don't want to blame someone who's completely unassuming and unaware that all of this is going down in your head and your heart. But then you remember all the little things they didn't do. Not out of meanness, they just didn't do them. They didn't send you those sweet texts. They didn't do those sweet little out of the blue things, ever. Every time you gave something exciting to them, they didn't give it back to you. There was a little bit of an eye roll. Maybe they just always made you feel like you're going to be there and we can kind of just not take this love and this effort seriously. And you just got used to it. You laughed and you appreciated their kindness, their fact that they stuck it out with you. They were good. But maybe all those things added up. Maybe you needed more. Maybe you needed something electrifying. Maybe because they were really nice and really good, you thought it was electrifying, but it never was electrifying. And now you're left with, what am I going to do? I'm going to keep waking up next to this person and I feel nothing. And now I'm starting to go crazy. Now I'm starting to want this thing that I'm realizing was never there. But now I really want it. And now I'm so scared. I might start looking for it. What are you going to do? It's the wildest thing.
You may be falling out of love with your partner if you're not as proud to be with them anymore. You used to go out to a party or a bar and think, that's my man, that's my woman, but you just don't feel that way as much anymore. When you're not worried about their well-being as much, you're more focused inward on yourself. They're just not your priority as much as they used to be. And finally, you think about the future and future plans, but they're not in many of them.
Fellas, look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all think just because she took you back after you done lied to her, cheated on her, betrayed her, sold her these hopes and dreams and never really did anything for her, that means that she actually still loves you. But I'm going to tell you 110%, there's nothing worse than when a woman emotionally detaches from a relationship. Because I can tell you 110% that you're not going to get that same girl that you once had before. See, y'all think that she's going to, be lovey-dovey with you and, be happy around you or happy to see you. No, that's not what's going to happen at all. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. She's going to start resenting you. And she's going to fall out of love with you. And then after that, she's not going to be that attracted to you anymore. So you can forget all that lovey-dovey stuff and, her being in her soft girl around you or being submissive, because she's not going to be that at all. She's not comfortable around you and she's not safe around you. She doesn't even trust you. She knows that you cannot lead her in the direction that you're supposed to do as a man. And I'm going to tell y'all, nothing's worse than a woman that knows that she put her all into a man that didn't do anything for her. And she tried time after time and gave him chance after chance. Because once she's finally done, she's out of there. You don't have to worry about her anymore. And she's not going to swing back around. She's going to be the one that gets away and stayed away. But y'all stay safe.
Why she lost feelings and dumped you. Now, from coaching hundreds of men over the last couple of years, what I found is that women tend to dump men for two main reasons. Now, there's other sub-reasons underneath the two, but these are the two main things why your woman will get tired of you, lose feelings, and walk away. Number one is that she does not trust you. Now, this is very important to women because trust for women equals security. See, in a lot of ways, the feminine submits to the masculine. Now, whatever that's worth for you, okay? Each relationship is going to be different. But again, trust is very important to women. So if you say things constantly that you do not do, this will definitely turn her off over time and she will not feel safe and secure with you. Another way that men do this is that you're a needy, nice, insecure guy. And she finds over time that you only do things to please her to get a certain outcome. Okay, like you're not doing it because it's what you authentically mean or what you authentically want. You're only doing things to get an outcome on the back end. So you're nice because you don't want it to be upset. Okay, and this is why sometimes your woman will test you. She might be rude or disrespectful, and you don't even stand up for yourself. You can't communicate like, hey, I don't appreciate this. We don't talk to each other this way. Over time, she will lose respect for you and she will dump you. You can guarantee it. You need to find yourself and be able to stand your ground and communicate with love and stop being so needy. She doesn't want that from you. The second reason that I found is that you are not courting her properly. Okay, women need to connect and bond with you. So you need to be planning dates. You need to be spending time together. If she has issues or problems, you need to be able to take some time out of your day, sit down and listen. All right, so you can be that person that she can go to discuss these issues. Over time, if she feels neglected or not prioritized, she will start to lose attraction and feelings for you, and she will leave. Generally speaking, I'll say the most popular reason though is the trust. Stop being needy and always try to keep your word. Hope this is helpful. Peace.
How come when you decide to revoke someone's access to your life and cut them off, they become obsessive? Like all of a sudden they start making fake accounts, or they start doing vindictive things to you, like either talking behind your back to mutuals to try to paint a narrative about you, or try to do like vindictive evil things to you now that the relationship is over. Like, why can't you just move on with your life in peace? Like, we stopped talking, I took my access away, I no longer speak to you, I moved on with my life. I'm not thinking about you, I'm not making fake pages to look at you, I'm not hitting people you know up to talk about you or to do spiteful things to get back at you. I'm not talking about you to get your attention. Like, they do things to like get your attention. Like, move on with your life, grow up, move on. Like, when you cut off people because they are no longer serving you and you realize that they're no good and they no longer have access to you, they become so obsessive over you. Like, has anybody else noticed that?
One thing about us women, we shall stick it out till we can't anymore. We shall keep on telling you the things that are hurting us. We shall keep on trying to make things work. And then one day, it will just click that, you know what, this is not working for me anymore. And the feelings will be gone. Like, we will actually resent you. Have you ever loved someone so much and they played the F out of you? Ever been dogged out by a man you loved so much and he pushed you to the point of resenting him? That is what most women go through. You love a man until you hate his guts. You totally resent him. It will reach a point when you don't even want to be in that relationship anymore. You've lost feelings, you know? You just want out. And the sad bit is that by the time men realize that she's leaving, they can't do anything to keep her anymore because she has already decided once a woman checks out, she's gone forever. Because most of the times we check out mentally, we check out, emotionally before we check out physically. So men, if your woman keeps on trying to communicate with you, if she keeps on trying to make things work and you just brush her off, just know that one day she's going to wake up and she's going to leave that relationship. She will leave you alone in that relationship, and trust me, no amount of words, no amount of actions will be able to bring her back. Anyways, guys, tell me what you think about this topic in the comment section below. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a video. Till next time, I remain Lisa. Peace and love. I love you all. Bye.
Ladies, if he does these 5 things, you need to run from this man immediately. First thing is, if he acts as if he's doing you some kind of favor because you're not the kind of girl he usually dates. If you're a blonde and he's talking about, I usually date brunettes, run. If you're dark skinned and he's talking about how he usually dates light skinned women, run. If he's like, I usually go for the really petite models, but you're a curvy, voluptuous woman, run. He's going to try to make you feel like he's doing you a favor dating you, and you don't need that energy. If he's trying to insult you on a first date, but acting as if you're being sensitive or you can't take a joke, run. These are the kind of men that are always going to make you feel like you're lucky to be with them. If he has a female friend around and they had any physical contact, run. If they used to date, if they kissed once, anything like that, run. Because oftentimes these men know that women are in love with them, and they'll put those women in the friend zone until they're ready. They know that woman will wait as long as she can for her turn. Number 4, if all of his friends are lying, cheating dogs. Because these men will try to act like they're the only one in the group that doesn't dog women out and all of that. And even if that's true, how are you comfortable and okay still remaining friends with people who do things like that? Red flag. And lastly, the kind of men that talk about their exes like a dog. He's always talking about her, bringing her up out of the blue, talking about how, he can't believe he ever got with her. Men who go on and on and on about their exes, sometimes they're still in love with those women. And the only reason why they're not together is because she doesn't want him anymore, and he hates her for that.
Number 1, the man that's always joking, but you're the one that's the butt of the joke. Like, why are you laughing at my pain? And y'all know that old quote, what is it? Like, it's truth behind all them jokes? Yeah, that. Number 2, that man that acts one way at home with you and he's a whole nother person in public. Especially when y'all get around other people, y'all get around y'all friends or stuff, or get around a group. Oh, baby, who is this? I don't know who are you? Because he be acting real brand new. Stay far away from that one. Because A, those the types that have a double life. Like, he probably married to somebody else down the street, got a baby by somebody else in a whole nother town. Or B, he just don't mess with you like that. Like, he don't want nothing like too serious. You get what I'm saying? Number 3, the mama's boy that compares you to his mama. Oh my God, Ron. If you think that is cute, no, baby. Let me tell you why. She is his first love. She is number 1 in his life. You will never be. And one thing about it, it's a major difference between loving your mother 100% and being a full-on mama's boy. Okay?
The type of men to stay away from if you want a long, successful relationship. Number 1, pretty boys. Yeah, you know, the ones that like to get their nails done more than you do? Stay away. And this is why I say that, because you don't want a man that's more high maintenance than you. You don't want a man that's in competition with you. Now, there's a difference between a man that has really good style about them, but I'm talking about the ones that are overly infatuated with their looks. Number 2, a man that is overly aggressive. Now, being consistent and being aggressive are 2 different things. And when I mean aggressive, I mean the type of guys that when you meet them, they kind of love bomb you, right? Like, they're just a little too attached and they don't really even know you, and it's kind of a turn off. They want to know everything about you, and some girls are into that, but we all know that can turn into something worse later on. And number 3 are men who do not keep their promises. They do not keep their word. They'll tell you something in one ear and then their actions will show you otherwise. Not only can you not trust them, but you can't count on them to do what they say they're actually going to do. That will always have you looking over your shoulder and second guessing things.
Guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are new, my name is Lisa, and judging by the title, you already know what this video is all about. So ladies, we are going to be seeing the types of men you should avoid at all costs if you want to stay sane, because these men will drain the life out of you.
Types of men I would never date, even if you paid me cool cash, and you know I like money. Number 1 is very controversial: men with infants. When I say infants, I mean your ex-girlfriend just put to birth. You should not be dating me. You should be somewhere thinking of how to co-parent with your ex-girlfriend. The fact that you and the mother are not more together means that you now have to sit down with the woman and think of how you can still be actively a part of the child's life, even though you probably do not live in the same household as the child. So you should not have time to be walking around dating people. Men who claim that they cannot do romantic things because they are not romantic, he is romancing somebody else, let me tell you. Have you ever heard somebody's side chick say that he's not romantic, that he does not have time, that he's not caring? Because they keep all their nice romantic styles for the side chick, for the women they like, for the women that they really want. Because to even be perceived as romantic, what is it? Just buy flowers. You can't buy flowers. Oh, it's not my style to go into a shop and buy flowers. Like, have you never been to a shop before? That same supermarket where they sell bread, they sell flowers. So just imagine those flowers were bread that you're buying to eat and pay for it. What is it about that process that you cannot do? You're very unserious and very silly. Don't irritate me, please.
Never, and I mean never, trust a guy who does this. Men don't just ghost anymore. Now they submarine you. It's something that's become even more common than ghosting. Unlike traditional ghosting, submarining is when a guy disappears for a while. Like a submarine, he goes underneath the surface, but then suddenly he resurfaces out of nowhere, acting like as if nothing happened. And let me tell you, it's not because they were too busy. It's not because he lost interest. It's not because he doesn't think you're attractive anymore. Here's the truth. A man will submarine you for 2 reasons. 1, similar to ghosting, a man will submarine you if there's someone else in his life that he's now prioritizing over you. But another reason is that some men have such a wide rotation of women that he simply cannot keep up with one woman in any kind of consistent way. So he has to make his rounds in order to keep all the girls interested. He'll go quiet, vanish, reappear, acting like nothing happened. because he's trying to fit you in without necessarily losing all his other options. Listen, I'm not saying this is okay. I'm not saying it's the right thing. No one should do this to anyone. But unfortunately, this is just how some men operate in the dating world today. If he suddenly pulls away and then comes back like nothing's happened, don't ignore the signs. He's submarining you, and he's either trying to figure out where you fit in his life, or he's just keeping you around in case things don't work out with the other girls.
I'm just letting you know, I'm not about to settle down before I know what the cat like.
But JJ, I'm staying celibate before marriage, right?
I get that. So,
okay.
Are you a virgin?
No.
So you want me to wait for it, but you didn't make them other dudes wait for it.
What is that supposed to mean?
What are you celibate for?
Because of my religion. I'm Christian.
You just now turned Christian?
I did give my life to Christ. I did.
When?
Last year. I got baptized. I changed my life around, and there's just certain things I don't want to do, before marriage.
So you've been celibate the whole year?
I've been celibate for about 6 months now.
So, all right, you can go a little bit longer then, right? I mean, I'm not about to settle down, and I don't know what it's like.
Yeah, but are you Christian? I thought you told me you were a Christian.
I am Christian. I'm like part-time now.
So now I feel like you playing with your religion, because that's very disrespectful to say you're a part-time Christian, which means you do what you want to do. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we're on the same page when it comes to that.
I mean, you just now, you know what I'm saying? You just now going 100%. You ain't gonna go 100% with me.
Listen, ladies, I need y'all to pay attention to this. Don't you ever in your life allow a man to trick you out of doing something that's gonna better yourself. First and foremost, who are you to question this woman on the life changes that she want to make in her life? As soon as the dude said, you got 2 kids, now all of a sudden you want to do it. As soon as dude said, oh, you just started a couple of days ago, you can go ahead and give in this one time. After that, baby, it should have been over. Day over, got up, walked out. And this is the thing that made me mad about men, because men talk about body count matters. Okay, this woman has a past, and she's trying to change and do something different from her past. So she's saying, hey, I'm going to wait until I get married, right? To keep her body count low. But you mad at her because she's not willing to give it up to you. Well, we don't know if this relationship is going to work or not. So if she goes out there with the mindset, I'm going to give it up to anybody that I'm dating because this is a potential that we might get married, then she's going to run her body count up. And this is the thing that kills me, guilt tripping people. Because they decided to make positive changes in their life and you're not getting what you want from them, then you decide, oh, I'm going to make them feel bad about their past. How about you realize, hey, this lady wants to wait until marriage. I don't want to wait until marriage. We are not a match.
And y'all be wanting a nigga that's obsessed with y'all until you got to file a restraining order on his ass. Yeah. All that calling you all day off different numbers, as soon as you block a nigga, making text freeze to text you, popping up outside your job, popping up outside your house, watching you on every single social media platform, making fake page after fake page after fake page. That shit is not cool. That's next level. Watching you off different friends that he know that you friends with, hoping that he see you on their page so he could pop up where you at and try to pull you, drag you outside the club. All that is crazy. Those types of niggas, I'm telling you, you need to stay away from. And y'all be knowing, y'all be seeing the red flags early, but y'all associate that with, oh yeah, he really like me, he really fuck with me, he don't play about me. No, babe, that's not it. It's not it. He does not care about his freedom. He does not care about going to jail. He does not care about if anything happens to him. All he's thinking about is, I gotta have her. And if I can't have her, nobody else can have her. So I'm about to do whatever the fuck I gotta do to make sure that nobody else has her. Those types of niggas are dangerous. I'm telling you, you need to leave them type of niggas alone. Because a nigga that's willing to lose it all is gonna help you lose it all. And I'm telling you, That ain't the type of nigga that you want to be fucking with.
Guy with multiple baby mamas. If this guy could leave women who have given birth to his kids, women who have broken their bodies. Have you guys ever watched birth videos? How insane the process of pregnancy and giving birth is. A woman is usually 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot here with us during the time that she's pregnant and when giving birth. If a guy can leave multiple women who have done this, break multiple homes, what do you think that guy will do for you? Avoid guys who have multiple baby mamas. Number 2, the diva. This is the guy who expects you to approach him. When he gives you flowers, he expects you to give him flowers. And even if he has never gifted you, he expects you to gift him. The one who says, oh, but this phone goes 2 ways. So if he doesn't text you, he really expects you to be the one to text him to initiate a conversation. And if you don't do it, then the relationship will crumble. The guy who is always on social media acting so feminine. The guy who is always giving out information about his life and always in petty drama. Always, always, always avoid the diva. Feminine men should always be unknown. Number 3, the podcast fan. This guy who is so obsessed with men who bash women, men who call single mothers losers, men who talk badly on women who stayed, men who just their sole purpose on life is literally to show how much women are nothing on this earth when they came from a woman. That type of man who is always so obsessed with men who host these types of podcasts and views them as their father figure, as if he doesn't have any other male people in his life who he can look up to. Avoid those guys who are so obsessed with those people who do this insane dumb podcast. We need more logical and more well brought up men to be in this podcast instead of the ones who are just always bashing women. Number 4, the broke guy. The guy who is always sleeping, always playing PlayStation, always drinking, always doing drugs, and was that guy who asks you for money. I made a video yesterday and I am literally so heartbroken by the amount of women I see sending men money. It is literally insane. If you did not exist and if you are not there, that guy would have still gotten that money either way. Why is it that you are his resort when it comes to finances? Avoid those guys who always ask you for money and they don't have anything going on in their own life. Number 5, the 50 Shades wannabe. Have you ever just met a guy and he becomes so sexual when you guys meet, and he's that type of sexual that he wants to show that he is the one who can please you better than anybody else who you've ever met? Number 1, they will disappoint you. Number 2, why will you meet somebody and start talking like that and you don't even know anything about them? That guy who's trying so hard to be Mr. Christian Grey, you guys meet, then he's putting his hand on your neck to give the impression of choking you so that you can see that he is a freak. That wannabe freak Christian Grey type of guy who wants to be Christian Grey but never will be Christian Grey. Avoid that type of dude. Number 6, the druggie. That guy who is known to be smoking the most blunts. That guy who is known who can take so much alcohol but still be able to stand. Avoid that guy. Number 7, the drama king. The guy who, when something happens between the two of you, he goes to talk on social media about it. He goes mix drama about other people. Nothing is ever his fault. Everybody is always attacking him. He is always on the right. That guy who is a drama queen / completely feminine guy will never do anything productive for you. Leave that guy alone. Number 8 is the Wattpad guy. That guy who is mean to other people but sweet when it comes to you. So you feel like you are in a Harley Quinn and the Joker type of relationship, and even worse if you admire the Nate and Maddie type of relationship in Euphoria. So you think that that guy has a soft spot for you and you are the only one who apparently understands him. And when it comes to you, he is so soft, but to others he is very bad. It's only a matter of time before you also start receiving that bad treatment. And why would you want to be with somebody who is unkind to people anyway? Avoid that Wattpad guy. And number 9, the bad boy. That guy who is always having multiple women, sleeping with multiple women. He's always in clubs, in parties, and you feel like if you associate with him, it will be the bad guy and good girl type of relationship. The character development that is waiting for you is still doing press-ups, and when it reaches you, you will be so heartbroken. So please avoid those bad boy types and go for the sweet, kind nerds who will take care of you and be kind to you. If you have these types of men in your life, my suggestion is that you avoid them, because nothing productive comes out of being in these types of relationships.
The guys you actually want to watch out for are the ones that love you behind closed doors, act like you're the world, but then in public, they want to act like they're single, whether you're with them or not.
You're a nurse or a woman that makes good money in whatever your profession is. I know for a fact that you have dated or encountered 2 types of men. The first kind doesn't take care of his responsibilities, whether that's his kids, his bills. He is looking at you as his level up. He's probably going to ask you to go half on a date. But the second kind of man, he's going to ask for you to pay for the date. The second kind of man is more dangerous if you ask me. He'll call you big money, big spender, make comments about the things that you buy or how you treat yourself. Because once in a relationship, he's going to expect you to do the exact same for him. These are the kinds of men that you ghost because they're never going to change. They're selfish and they're usually narcissists. You are not going to make him change, sis. Run the other way.
Here are the 4 red flags in men I wish I'd learned sooner. 1. The love bomber. This Chad will call, text, send flowers, carrier pigeons, and shower you with all his love and adoration from an inappropriately early stage of the relationship. You might have think you found the one, but congratulations, you found instability, because this Chad will leave you as soon as he realizes you don't poop rainbows. 2. The dependent. This Chad can't function without you because you are the sole reason he is sober, employed, and or breathing at all. And he will make sure you know that you leaving means he will not be sober, employed, and or breathing anymore. Please remember you are a woman, not a rehab facility, and that you shouldn't stay with a man just because you feel too guilty to leave. 3. The soul searcher. You may feel like you connect deeply with this Chad after 5 drinks and a questionable brownie after midnight, but it's not that deep, you're just blasted. This Chad is constantly looking for himself, and his inability to commit to a location, a job, or even a way of life means he will be completely incapable of committing to you. Because his definition of finding himself means chasing the next high, which usually means chasing the next woman. 4. The control freak. This Chad is fun at first because he plans and pays for everything without you having to think. But that's also because he doesn't want you to think, because God forbid you have an opinion that differs from his. You slowly start to realize that he doesn't spend his time or money on you out of a generosity of spirit, it's out of a need to control you. You don't need to go out and buy yourself that skanky crop top because Chad just went out and bought you 3 floral print dresses inspired by his grandma's closet. Biddies, if you've been a victim of any of the above 4 walking red flags, call 1-800-FUCK-CHAD and ask for your sanity back. Just remember at the end of the day that being alone is a small price to pay for being at peace.
Types of men to avoid at all cost. Number 1, I like to call this one the nighttime lane. This is the one that hits you up after dark. You're not a priority. You're just convenient. Number 2, the I miss you texter. Now, this is the one that doesn't really miss you. Shocking. He's actually busy living his life without you. And normally, on a random day after he's hungover, he'll hit you up on like a Tuesday. Maybe 2 a.m., maybe 2 p.m. Number 3, the confused man. Nope, he's not confused. He just doesn't want you enough. Sorry. And last but not least, the narcissist. Now, this is the love bomber. This is the person that makes everything about him. And this is the person that gaslights the shit out of you.
Women, there are 3 kinds of men you must avoid if you want to succeed in your love life. Number 1 is what I call the promisers. This kind of men know how to promise and tell you things that you want to hear, but they never fulfill it. Their actions never relate with what they are saying. They are called the promisers. This kind of men are men that knows exactly what a woman wants to hear. They are very, very good in their utterances, in their appearances, in the way they talk. Any woman can fall for them. They are called the promisers. The second kind of men you must avoid if you want to succeed in your love life is what I call the time wasters. This kind of people can date you for 15 years, and at the end of the day, once they get what they need, they abandon you. You might have 3, 4 children for them, but the moment they get what they need, they leave you. They are called the time wasters. Every good man knows that he needs only 6 months to know if this woman will be in his life forever or not. The last kind of man you should avoid is what I call the gold diggers. This one can never date a woman that is not rich, a woman that doesn't have money. They have a target, they have an assignment, and the assignment is your wealth. I have seen women who their businesses has been turned to their boyfriends. I've seen women. In fact, this kind of men might even marry you, but they are on an assignment. Be careful.
Watch out for the men that try to like make it seem like you're not that cute. Like they'll point out your legs, or if your eyebrow or if your eyelash is just like lifting a bit, like they'll point out that your eyelash is lifting, or they'll just tell you, you know, you're not the baddest thing I've ever dated, or they try to prove to you like I've dated better than you. It's giving I'm in competition with you. Men who try to, you don't even have a big head, like you're just a pretty girl, like you're not cocky, you're confident. Men who try to bring down your confidence and your self-esteem are men who are secretly jealous of you. They hate that you have the success you have. They hate that you're as pretty as you are. They hate that you get attention. Instead of allowing you to shine while on their side, they're secretly wishing that they can get attention from men like you get attention from men. You have to watch out from those men. They want to be you. They want to be inside your body. They want to embody you. And if you have one of those, fucking break up with them.
I'm not even trying to give you guys love advice, but this is 5 types of men that you should avoid when looking for a relationship. The guy that tells you you're too good for him. This is probably the only situation where you should listen to what they say and not their action. You should never have to convince someone to like you or see your worth. It's actually a blessing because they're telling you, girl, you're too good for me. Does that keep you in a limbo? They're always comparing you to their ex or never ready for anything serious. But of course, they still want you around. Someone who truly likes you will never play with your emotions point blank. Number 3, the man that never says celebrates you. Hit or go, he could care less. He simply chooses not to celebrate any of your wins or notice them. Someone who truly sees you will be the one screaming, cheering you on. So you should never give your time to such a man. Number 4, the breadcrumb guy. He's always giving you attention, like just a little to keep you around though. Like a random good morning text every 2 weeks. Or what are you doing? You know those stupid, draining text messages. But he never follows up with effort. If consistency isn't there, neither should you. Number 5, the jealous man. Never wants you going out. He hates when other guys compliment you, like just basically trying to isolate you. That is not love. That is clear manipulation.
The 5 type of men that you do not want to marry because they will literally ruin your life. And I've dated all of these types. The first one, obviously not a cheap man. I talk about this all of the time. No 50-50 men. A cheap man is not only cheap with his money, but his time and resources as well. And a man that is generous so that you can live your best life, obviously. We're doing a little bit of light gym makeup today. It's the one that can barely get out of bed. He needs 10 alarms before he finally wakes up. I've dated a man like this, and it is literally miserable when you're trying to wake up in the morning and go to lunch. He's always late to things, creates the most stressful energy in the morning, and you just don't need that. Third is the guy with little to no ambition. While he might be good looking, he loves to lay on the couch all day, watch videos, doesn't even know how to update his LinkedIn. You're the one that's always motivating him to do better. You want a guy that has ambitions because the man should be the leader in the relationship. No one wants a lazy man because rent or your mortgage isn't going to pay itself. Fourth is a man that is all about the boys. When you're his wife or girlfriend, you want to be the priority. He needs to grow up at some point. Ditching date night to just sit on a couch and watch football on like a Thursday night for the boys, you gotta ditch him. Lastly, it's a man who says he wants a girlfriend or wife, but really he just wants a mom. You're always cleaning up after him. You have to remind him about everything. You just don't want a man that doesn't take initiative in the relationship. It'll be a very stressful life for you. I've dated all of these types of men, and trust me, it's miserable. So just a warning, don't end up with any of them. You can definitely do much, much better.
As a creative woman of God, I have come to the realization that there are 4 types of men that we absolutely cannot date nor entertain. The first guy is the hater. He's the man who sees the light in you and wants to steal and destroy and crush all of the light that is within you. These are the men who are hypercritical, who literally want to tear you down with their words, make you feel inferior. And they also have a knack for comparing you to other people and other women specifically who are either in the same field as you or do similar work to you. They also tend to be very verbally abusive in a sense that they know that creative women thrive on words of affirmation. I think sometimes creative women really need that verbal support. And him knowing that is actually a double-edged sword because he'll use the same words that he used to lift you up when y'all first met to pick apart the insecurities you share with them so that he can use it against you to tear you down. It's very dangerous ground, ladies. Very dangerous ground. The second guy that you really want to avoid is the leech. The leech is the man who wants to be adjacent to your light. He wants to be adjacent to your successes. On the outside, he feels like he can't obtain this himself. So the closer he is to you, the more successful and success adjacent he feels. Keep in mind, when this is actually healthy, it's not coming off as him being a leech. It's literally just him being a supportive, boyfriend, supportive husband, supportive partner. Number 3. This one's a little harder to spot because I call them the co-stars. They're the men who hate that you're the star. They hate it. They hate that you're the star of the couple. And it's because a lot of it is rooted in insecurity. And it's the fact that they too want to be the star. If he feels like the spotlight is not on him and it is all on you, and he don't have the confidence to hold your gift plus his, it just leads to a lot of conflict within y'all's dynamic. Last but not least, I call these ones the moths, okay? These are the men who are attracted to your light, so much so that they want to get close enough to touch it and then fumble you. They may seem like they have really good intentions because, they're like, I just really admire you, I love what you do, I love the work that you do, you're so dope, you're so this, you're so that. But that's all they want to do. They just want to be in your presence. They just want to be close to you. They just want to be near your light. And that is it. These men who are moths have to stay fans. You can't allow their ability to charm you through their compliments to distract you from the fact that they just want to experience being in your presence one time, and that's it. These are the guys that you think are oh, hey, I can kind of see this being a thing, this is kind of cute and stuff. He's a fan, baby. I'm telling y'all this, creative women to creative women.
So yeah. Since I share with you girlies my list of non-negotiables, I might as well share my list of not so obvious red flags when you're getting to know him. Number 1, when he's overly curious about your assets and earning potential, or he really admires that you're independent. I know as high-achieving women, we really value our own success, but you really have to think about his intentions behind his admiration. Number 2, when his mom is a do-it-all superwoman. This is a yellow flag for me because you really have to observe who he is. A lot of men who grew up with superwoman moms think that because his mom did it all, his wife should too. Of course, there are exceptions where he sees his mom struggling so hard that he doesn't want that life for his own family. But I personally would not gamble to try to find out if he's the exception or not. Number 3, when he says you're not like other girls. Ew, that's like the number 1 phrase that guys use to try to make the girls feel special. No, you're exactly like other girls. What standards does he not meet with other women that he thinks it's easier with you? Number 4, roasting as flirting or putting down jokingly. I don't know, I feel like some girls have brainwashed themselves into thinking that it's okay, it's funny, it's just a joke, but it's not. It shows that he's okay disrespecting and embarrassing you. Number 5, he didn't plan for a date or he didn't make any reservations for dinner. This is like the way for him to show effort and he didn't do it. It's giving not a big deal, not that interested, not excited. Number 6, hidden anger issues like road rage, or they're rude when they're inconvenienced, or they don't like hearing no. Watch when they get pushy or passive aggressive. And lastly, if he's very active and has a social media presence. Why do you have so much time on your hands?
Why you should be terrified of this type of man. Imagine you meet a guy on a dating app and he seems like a regular guy. He's texting you normally and he asks you on a dinner date. So you go on this dinner date. On this dinner date, he seems regular and genuine and interested in you. He asks the right questions as well as gives the right answers. And the dinner date goes well. And after that, let's say 2 weeks goes by and you've gone on 2 more dates, which are also successful, good dates. You enjoyed yourself on all of them. And after the 2 weeks, he starts telling you things like, oh, I think I want to make you my girlfriend. I just love you so much and I love so much about you. You're so amazing. Like, I want us to date. I want us to take it to the next level. I'm ready to make you my girlfriend. So you appreciate how much he loves and cares about you and you agree to be his girlfriend. And then another 2 weeks passes and then he says, man, I just wish I could spend more time with you. It would be amazing if you like moved in with me. Like, I want to see you every day. I want to wake up next to you. So because he's so excited about being in this relationship, it gets you excited. And so you agree to start moving your stuff in with him. And after the first couple of days of you basically going to work from his house, essentially practicing what it would be like to live with him, he's talking about you meeting his parents and him meeting your family and you guys getting married and just amazing things. And then about a month goes by and slowly but surely, day by day, he pulls back on his enthusiasm for the relationship. You start to notice him get a little bit more distant. You start to notice him get a little bit more angry. You start to notice that you guys are having a few more arguments than regular. And 2 months goes by, and then one day he comes to you and says, yo, you know what? I'm gonna end the relationship. I can't do this anymore. And then you sit back and say to yourself, what happened to the guy that was in love with me at the beginning? Let me tell you what happened. He fell in love with the idea of you. A guy who is not emotionally intelligent enough to understand that it takes time to learn an entire person and that everything he learns about you in the first 2 weeks doesn't represent the entire person that you are. Those are the men who ramp things up way too quickly and move way too fast, but they also fall off of a cliff. Because once they realize you have flaws, like every other human being, you make mistakes, just like every other human being, you're not perfect, they're so in love with the idea of you being perfect that they can no longer stand the reality that you're not.
Let me tell you types of men to avoid when marriage is involved as a woman. A talkative. Avoid a man who talks too much. Avoid a man who have got verbal diarrhea. A man who cannot keep short. It's very common when women talk. But when reverse is the case, when a man begins to sing, talk too much, avoid such man. Any pretty girl he sees, he has slept with this one. Any pretty girl in town, he has slept with this one, he has slept with that one. He has slept with virtually every single girl that you know on the internet. All lies. He is just talking. Avoid a man who talks too much. Avoid a man who looks for every single opportunity to talk down on other women in front of you. You feel you're special. The same way he's running his mouth when he's with you is the same way he's going to run his mouth when you're not there. He will persist you. He will crush you. He will tell people how you're all over him. Avoid a man who talks too much. A man who sings and he's not a musician. Avoid him. Number 2, avoid a man who has no respect. Look around him, from the people in his life. Avoid a man who has no respect for his mom. He has no respect for his sisters. Nobody can tell him what to do. Avoid a man who has no respect. A man who you respect and he has no single sign of respect to you, avoid him. He will never respect you because respect is reciprocal. A man who has no respect for his mom, nobody can tell him what to do because there will be a time in that marriage when something will happen. The first question is, who does he listen to? A man who has no respect or listens to anybody is a problem for you. Number 3, avoid an insecure man. Avoid over-possessive man, over-controlling man. He wants to control your life, forgetting that you had a life before he met you. He wants to pick up your life from that point and begin to pinpoint and begin to remote and begin to control you. A man who is very controlling is insecurity. A man who is extremely overprotective. He has to be what he wants. You have to be where he wants. You have to do what he wants. At least let him give you space to do what you like. That's what makes you who you are. Avoid that kind of man. Number 4, avoid a liar, a liar, a liar, a liar. A liar will lie you to death. Avoid a man who lies. Every single word that comes out of this man's mouth is a lie. He constantly lies on a reg. Even when you catch him here, you move here, you will never catch him red-handed. He makes up another lie to cover up another lie, and you have seen the sign that this person is always lying. Avoid a liar. Someone who has told you lies from his family. He has lied about his family background. He has lied about his job. He has lied about his everything. He has lied about, he's always lying to you. My sister, what are you waiting for? Avoid this kind of man. Lastly, avoid a stingy man. There's difference between I don't have now, but when I have, I will spoil you, baby. This one has, and he's always giving you excuses. Avoid a stingy man. A stingy man cannot take care of you. Avoid a stingy man. Any man that cannot take care of you, avoid him. Because a man's wealth is to be seen in his wife. Even if you have your own money, normally you should have your own money. But there's this joy that comes with eating your husband's money. Somebody should second me there. If you believe, say I do. There's this enjoyment, there's this pleasure, there's this satisfaction, there's this peace that comes from eating your husband's money. So my sister, if he's stingy, avoid him for your own good. Till I see you again, avoid a talkative. Someone who has verbal diarrhea, someone who has no respect, someone who is insecure, and avoid a stingy man. I'm your girl and I am successful. Bye.
Now, a lot of people aren't going to agree with me on this, and that's totally fine because it's up to you. Because like I said, everybody chooses their own standards. So a lot of women who have their lives together, their finances together, their money together. Let's say you're a woman and you have your own business and you're paid. You're not going to want to choose the type of man who's probably got more money than you and is going to spoil you, because they're probably not going to look like you want them to look, because you feel like since you're a successful, beautiful woman that you deserve a successful, handsome man, right? So a lot of women make the mistake to where they're already successful, so they get with a successful man who's decent looking, but they have to remember one thing. Why are you with this decent looking, successful man? Is it for fidelity or is it for to be provided for? Because you already have the money to provide for yourself, then you're only with this man for his looks. And if he's already successful without anything and he looks good and he doesn't need you, he's more likely to cheat on you with someone else less successful than you. And you're going to end up looking bad because you chose looks over higher success in your partner. You see what I'm saying? You can see a lot of people that have done this, celebrities or whatever. You can see a lot of women who have done this and end up looking like the fool. Because even though that man had some money, or was just as successful, he still had more options. And the reason why is because he's able to date lower and still look good. Well, it doesn't work that way for women. You can't go and date lower and still look as good as the guy, who was higher, unless they did something really bad or have the negative, story around why you left. Okay. So therefore, if you're a successful, beautiful woman and you're trying to find somebody to get with, always, instead of going for looks, go for more success, because you're going to be the prize. And a lot of women don't realize this. They feel like they worked hard and they deserve this. Well, you're going to deserve everything that comes with it as well. Remember, even if you're rich, successful as a woman, and if you want marriage or you want a partner, don't go for looks, because you're still at the same dynamic. No matter how much money you have, it's still the same dynamic. They need to have more. You need to remain the prize. If you're with a more successful man, they may not be as beautiful, or as not beautiful, but handsome as another guy. But if they cheat, they lose you. your level goes up because you're the prize, remember. But if you a handsome man, he's just as rich as you or slightly richer, and he cheats on you, he upgraded if she looks better or if she's younger. So it's the dynamic. It has nothing to do with how much money you have, because at the end of the day, they're just going to look at the person that he cheated on you with. So therefore, you got to make sure you're dating for the right reasons, which is how he can give you more, how he can spoil you, and how you're the prize, no matter how much money y'all both got. Because if he was more successful than you and he had more money than you, but he was less attractive, you know he done spent a grip. You know he done bought you some stuff. You're going to win in the relationship if it ends. But you know, if he was handsome, you probably spent on him too. You probably got him stuff too. He probably didn't spoil you as much as he would have if he was ugly. And people are going to be weighing this out, man. Like, okay, well, you know, she probably did this. You know, he probably cheated on her. And it's not going to look good on your end. So as a woman, you always want to be the cute one in the relationship. And the man is always going to be the one with the most money in the relationship. All right. That's how any dynamic is going to work if you're going to come out looking like the prize as the woman. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Okay, ladies, watch out. There are some men that are rich, but they don't have a rich mindset. You do not want to be with these kind of men, okay? Because these kind of men, they will do the bare minimum and expect to be praised and congratulated as if they are going to the moon, as if they are reaching for the moon and the stars for you. These kind of men are actually deeply insecure. They're very low value men. They are just average kind of men who somehow got lucky, got a bit of money, and thought that their money was going to fix all their problems, but they forgot to fix here and they forgot to fix here. Okay, so they've done no soul searching, they've done no inner work, they haven't gone on a journey of self-actualization, they've done none of that, meaning this guy has zero emotional intelligence. Yes, that's right. Do not be with these kind of men. They have very poor communication skills, and things like emotional compatibility when you are looking for a partner is crucial, ladies. Okay, do not settle for a man who is unable to hold space for you. Don't settle for a man who is unable to be vulnerable with you. If you see that he's emotionally unavailable, you run. Okay, if the only thing that this man is offering is a couple of zeros in his bank account, it's not worth it. You will be paying him for the rest of your life with free labor and your body. You will be giving him access to your body 24/7. He gets free labor, and all this guy is doing is putting a roof over your head and maybe paying for some groceries. Use your brain. Please do not get manipulated by these kind of men. The reason why I'm saying this is because I get hundreds and hundreds of DMs from you guys telling me that you've met a rich guy, but he doesn't seem generous. He says that he doesn't want to pay for this. He says that he doesn't think a woman should want nice things, blah, blah, blah. Stop. Okay, those are not high value men, those are low value men. Okay, they're incredibly low value, and unfortunately, and they also have a very poor scarcity mindset. They do not have an abundant mindset. They're not generous. There are some men that are not making that much, but they have a very strong, rich provider mentality, a very strong, rich provider mindset. Please do not be tricked by those kind of men. Those kind of men are out here just wanting to take from you, okay? They will request a lot of things. They will have a lot of requirements, and things that they are offering, unfortunately, are not going to match up with what they are requesting from you. So be a smart woman. Wait for the right one. It doesn't matter if a man is rich. Don't look at his bank account. You can't be looking at how much money a man has. It has to be, how is he spending it on me? How is he investing in me? How is he showing up for me? How is he bringing value into my life? This is what you need to be asking yourself. It's not about if the man is rich. It's not about if he's got a nice car. So, did he give you the same car? Did he buy you the same car? What is it doing for you, right?
These are 5 men you need to avoid. Number 1, the one who asks you out and brings up who's paying. That's just ridiculous. Number 2, when a man tells you that he wants a submissive woman, avoid that man. And let me tell you why. There's nothing wrong with wanting a submissive woman. But when a man says he wants a submissive woman, that means no matter what he does, she should submit. He's not leading by with love and respect and honor of the woman. He just expects her to submit because she's a woman. Listen to the words. Number 3, Mr. Potential. That's the man who says, I have dreams. This is what I want to be. And that's how he tricks you into, oh my God, he has so many dreams. But he has nothing to show for it. Right? He has he have no schooling, he have no formal training, he has nothing at all to show that he actually has dreams. He just has talk. Number 4, the one who is comfortable with that 50-50 nonsense. You pay 50, he pay 50, and you do all the house chores. Listen. And lastly, number 5, the ones who only give you compliment about your body, about how you look. If that's the only compliment that he has to give you, That's all he wants. Be careful. Stay away.
I want to tell you 3 types of men you should never date. Number 1, the unproductive men, aka storytellers. These are the kind of men that always have stories to tell. You ask them, what do you do for a living? They tell you, I'm waiting for my visa. There is this work I applied in 5 years ago. Or they tell you, I'm expecting something huge. There is never a concrete thing that they do. They are lazy, they are broke, you want to avoid them. This type of men, things die in their hands. You give them ₦1 million today, be rest assured it's going down. Give them a car, give them a job, be rest assured they're going to tell a story on how they were sacked, on how the car got lost, or whatever. Like, they're full of stories. They are very irresponsible. You want to avoid them. If you get entangled with such men, they are taking you down the drain. You have a business and you involve them, be rest assured that the business is going down. You want the kind of man that will tell you, babe, I am a mechanic, I am a carpenter, I am a bricklayer, or I am an engineer, or whatever, and you see them indeed doing that. That is the kind of man that you want to be involved with. Number 2, avoid men that enforces submissiveness. These are the worst set of men. They parade themselves as alpha males. They believe that women are properties for them to purchase. They believe women are inferior to them. They believe that women were born to serve them. You want to avoid such men. Then I hope that you know that it is always the bottom barrel men, the good for nothing men, that always clamors for submissiveness. They know that they have almost nothing to offer. So they capitalize on the fact that they have a D to make women that they know obviously is way above their league less. This type of men will tell you that if you have girl children, you don't have a child. Some of them parade themselves as traditional men. Avoid them. Can you imagine somebody like Dangote, Obama, like all those wealthy, influential guys asking for submissiveness? Is it done? It's impossible, baby. But you see all those minayons, all those low-level men, they are always the ones demanding for submissiveness. Avoid them at all costs. 3, men that doesn't have a good relationship with their family. A man who is not family oriented, avoid them. This type of men can abandon you and your children without thinking twice. A man that doesn't regard his parents will not regard you in the long run. You will know how well a man is going to treat you from the way he treats his mama and the way he treats his siblings. So any man you see that has totally abandoned his people, open your eyes very well before you agree to start a family with such a man.
3 types of men I will never, ever date. A man that pokes fun at me. There is nothing funny about insulting me. And the moment that you insult me, first of all, you better be ready for my clap back. I feel like there's men out there that will try to humble you because they're threatened by you. And it's like, babe, I'm just a girl. Number 2, a man that's trying to date me based off of his previous relationships. Let me tell you something. I am not your ex. I will never be your ex. And if you would like that, then go back to your ex. And clearly, your last relationship didn't work out for a reason. Number 3, this one is going to trigger somebody. But if you think that you can go an entire day without talking to me, you can go the rest of your life, babe.
Here are 5 different types of men that you should avoid dating. You want to avoid dating the guy that is constantly surrounded by women. It's one of the telling signs that he could actually be unfaithful. Avoid dating the stingy guy. It's not even about money. A man that does not share his resources or connections with you does not actually like you. Avoid the broke man that wants you to rescue him from his poverty. Those types of men have never experienced money or power, so when they get it, they will betray you. Avoid the man that has a history of dishonesty. If you discover that a man has a track record of lying or betraying trust, it's just wise that you avoid him overall. And the last one is avoid the man that disrespects your boundary.
You guys
The type of man you should stay away from. If he asks you what you bring to the table, look him in the eye and be like, darling, are we trying to set dinner? Second question you should ask him is, what do you bring to the table? If all a man can say he brings to the table is finance, that's a red flag, girl. Move. Else, we're gonna bring flowers to your grave.
The type of men to stay away from if you want a happy, long-term, successful relationship. Part 1. Number 1, the type of guy that comes on way too fucking strong. Oh, you like me day 1? I get it, I'm that bitch. However, it's a red flag. And yes, we're talking about the love bomber. The person that is so hot and heavy, wants to know everything about you, is so obsessed with you, thinks that you're the most interesting person in the world, wants to have your babies, wants to get married, names all your kids already. Does this sound like something you're going through right now? Here's the truth of the matter. You do not know someone for real for like at least 3 months. So the fact that someone is claiming that they really, really, really like you and it's only been 2 weeks, you don't have enough information about me to make an informed decision on whether or not you actually like me. And the people that are so hot and heavy in the beginning, I can tell you right now, they are the quickest to burn out. And at first maybe you were a little skeptical, thought they were full of shit, somehow crept in there, got you to be vulnerable, and then once you let your guards down, that's when they walk away and things completely change and you're left like, what the fuck just happened here? Give it 2 weeks to a month and I can promise you they're probably bored, on to the next thing, and don't even remember who you are. So if you're seriously considering a long-term happy and healthy relationship, please avoid the type of people that are so intense in the very beginning. And let me just say that there is a difference between being interested and being intense. Interested, slow burn. Wow, we have a connection. This is really crazy. We want the same things. He wants this. I want this. That is okay. What's not okay? I've had guys in the first like month say I love you and I'm like, absolutely not, we're not doing this. I mean, seriously, one of the biggest red flags that a lot of people overlook. So if you're really serious about dating, avoid these people.
Ladies, stop fucking with these friendly ass men. I don't know which is worse, a cheater or a too friendly ass bruh, because that'll f with your mind. This man always texting somebody. Who you texting? Oh, it's just a friend. What friend? First of all, ground rule. When we first start dating and before we get serious, I need to audit your friends. Let's put on paper who all your female friends is and who all my male friends is. That's what you need to do with these men. You need to make it like an affidavit. You need to have a witness sign that motherfucker. I need to verify these said friends and hopefully meet these said friends, okay? And from this period, no new friends. We got acquaintances, we got co-workers, we got associates. But I'm getting sick of every time I catch you doing something semi-inappropriate, you say, that's just my friend. We need to open up that paper. And I didn't see Keisha's name. Ain't it convenient that this person keep conjuring up new friends that they've been new before you? This is weird to me. This is weird to me. Ladies, save yourself the heartache. Stop dating these overly friendly. It'll give you the same feeling as flirting, as cheating, because this man don't have boundaries when it comes to how friendly that man should be. You sending this woman memes every day. You want her to laugh so bad for. And let me tell you something. Too often, cheating men use the word friend to mask their cheating.
3 types of men that you should avoid dating. These are the 3 types of men that I tell my younger sisters and besties never to date based on my own experience. The first type is non-providers. Please note that I did not say broke men. This is because brokenness is relative. And if you're dating a man under the age of 30, most of these men are still figuring out their finances. Therefore, most of them are broke. You decide to date a broke man, the least you can do is to ensure that he is a provider. It does not matter how rich a non-provider is, he will fail in his God-given responsibility. Ladies, let's date providers. The second type is the jealous type. These guys will never want to see you looking good. They will even lie that some of your clothes look bad on you because they are insecure and think that when you go out looking good, other men will approach you. The time this type of men are through with you, your self-esteem will be on the floor. The third type are the manipulators. These guys will gaslight you into thinking that it's always your fault. Just have their way with you. By the time these guys are through with you, your mental health will be so damaged.
Y'all, 3 type of men you need to avoid. Them hood niggas. Them drug dealers, them scammers, those type, you don't even need to give them the time of day. They on the wrong path in life. They trying to cheat their way through life. They're not gonna be a good influence on you. Don't waste your time. Go ahead and keep pushing it. I'm all for a man that got ambition. You know, they're a hustler. But if you gotta do it that way, I don't want no parts. Those are the type that might put your life in danger. You just never know. Why would you want a gangbang in the hood, nigga? Like, those end up dead or in jail. Why would you want those type? And the jailbirds count for that last one that I just said too. They count for that too. I don't know why y'all be attracted to men that clearly on the wrong path in life. Why does that attract y'all? Like, I could never. I don't know. See, everybody don't want a husband though. My goal one day is to have a husband and a family. That ain't everybody's goal. So it's like this type of advice only apply to certain women, I guess. I'm just telling y'all what y'all need to avoid. Now the next type you need to avoid is men that's overly lustful. I feel like those are the type that'll do it with anybody just because he is too lustful. Like he can't go one day without sex. Please drop him, because that's somebody that's also pushing you away from God. Like, that's somebody that's idolizing sex too much. That's one of my biggest red flags. Like, you just all about sex. Like, damn. Only thing they talk about is freaky shit. Is that all you good for? Now, the last type is the controlling type. Y'all, this one is a hard one to catch, though. I'm not gonna lie. And it's crazy because the controlling type be the ones that seem like they really a great guy. That's laid back. They out the mix. They ain't really known at all. Like, I'm one of them type. I like the lame. I like the chill man. I don't like the man that's in the mix. I want my man unknown. But those are really the type you got to watch out for. That seem like a good man. And that actually be treating you great. The first few months, they be treating you great. They really don't be cheating or none of that. Those be the type, though. A lot of times, like, y'all got to check people's background. This is why it's important to get to know someone and the family they come from, because a lot of these people be narcissists or they have mental issues.
3 types of men you need to avoid at all costs. 1 is the guy who says his ex was toxic, all his exes are crazy. You need to run immediately. Number 2 is the guy who has something negative to say about everyone, including his best friends. Run. 3 is the guy who, like, in the first week starts talking plans and trips and gifts, drops I love yous. Dip.
Ladies, you have to be absolutely crazy, literally delulu, to believe a man that has left his previous relationship for you or has cheated on the girl that he was with for you will not cheat on you if given the moment. As what I am going to tell you is, men like these, they will use you until they cannot get anything else out of you. And then they will move on and leave you like they did their ex. Once a cheater, always a cheater. See, y'all be thinking just because he left that girl for you means that you are winning or, you know, that's a flex. When in actuality, he's using both of y'all. See, once he gets bored of you, he is going to run to the next girl or he's going to run back to his ex. Dudes do it all the time. Once he gets done taking advantage of you, he will look in every other female to take advantage of. The cycle never stops. He's made it very clear just because he has a girl does not stop him from window shopping. What y'all failed to realize, an unstable man will fuel his ego with any and every female that he can. Girls that are willing to give him attention, he will take it no matter who it is. He can look like God knows what, but y'all stay safe.
3 types of men to avoid. First of all, the man who complains about everybody, about his work, about his mother, about his friends. In general, he takes on the role of the victim. The second type of man is the one who tells you his ex was toxic and crazy. And the third type of man is the one who love bombs you, and within a week he wants to go on a vacation with you, he wants to travel the world, he wants to marry you.
Ladies, do not date a guy who has less than you. Less money, less ambition.
Disclaimer. This may not apply to every guy out there, but the truth is when a guy earns less than you, he's going to resort to manipulation and control because it's the only way to establish authority in the relationship. He wants to control the narrative, but knowing very well that he's got less resources as compared to you, he has to find a way to manipulate and control you. And so he's going to be very angry. He may be even jealous and envious of your lifestyle. And so he will do whatever he can to attack your self-esteem. He can even cheat on you with someone who's far less than you in some way, just to hurt your ego so that you feel as if you need him. You have to become desperate for him. And the way to do that is to attack your confidence. And this is why you have to be very careful with the people you date. And don't date for potential as well. Everybody has potential, but not everybody will live to realize their potential. Most guys are out there just seeking for women who are career driven so that they can take care of them.
One of the biggest red flags for me is the one that can't commit to you. So when you're telling them like, hey, you know, we've been engaged for 10 years. Are we ever going to get married? The answer is just excuses. The next one is the one that doesn't want any titles. Oh, what? And you have to constantly ask them like, oh, what are we? The next one is that the one that follows other girls on social media that are not your friends or his friends or whatever. I know we all follow like doctors and life coaches and XYZ, organizing, disorganizing accounts. That's fine. The one that's following the girls that are posing in bikinis or twerking, it's a no. And then they make you feel crazy and say, why are you checking my socials? You're such a stalker. You're so insecure. It's a no. The one that doesn't want to be seen anywhere with you. So you're like, hey, let's go out, whatever, I want you to meet my friends. No, 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 no. That's a red flag. The next one is any type of ABUSE. Can't say that word here. Videos get banned because of that. You need to run. Like that's when you need to run, not walk. You know how they tell you to shop, run, not walk, which I tell you not to do? That's when you do need to run. I understand, and I'm being sensitive, that there are certain situations where kids are involved and people have to think twice. But you need to start making your way out, planning it on the planner and paper that we talked about. You need to start planning what your moves are going to be. The next is the type that, this is a dangerous type, okay, what I'm about to tell you. This is very dangerous. If you are having a full-blown meltdown and front of this person. Sorry guys, I'm doing my nails. And they start, like, they don't care. They're not fazed by your emotions, that they don't care about you. I'm so sorry to say this, but if you're crying and breaking down in front of them and telling them something or how you're feeling and there's nothing on the other end, it's done. The stonewaller. So whenever you bring up something that bothers you, it's the same thing. You're insecure, you're crazy, you always do this, oh my gosh, girls are crazy. Run. A good man doesn't do any of the above. Okay, and this is a big one. For me, this is an absolute deal breaker. There's nothing around it, nothing, if he disrespects you. So the one that tells you, like, cursing is a deal breaker. Cursing is a big deal breaker, because if there's no respect, there's no foundation to the relationship. But at the same time, I will say, guys, I know mostly girls follow me on this page, but it's unfair when it's the opposite happening. So if you're the one doing all of this, which many girls do, it's also not okay. The cheater, the fraud. This is very important if you're dating somebody. See how they treat people that are in the service industry, waiters. Are they, like, when they're, for example, if you're getting your coffee, right? Are they saying their please and thank yous? Are they leaving a tip? Are they being sweet? Are they making eye contact? Or do they simply treat those people like they are the help? That's going to tell you a lot about that person and their foundation and how they've grown up and what type of life they've had.
You women need to stop dating men who have no idea about date nights, vacations, surprises, flowers, and communication.
Run away from men who are dumb but have big egos. They will make it their life's mission to humble you. There are a lot of men who think that their word holds more weight than a woman's just by proxy of them being a man. This does not apply to all men, but there is a select and certain group of men that feel because they are men, they are better than you, more intelligent than you, know more than you, and you are supposed to take a step down to accommodate their space. If you are an independent woman who has her own thoughts, her own opinions, has looked at life and developed her own mindset and is in a position where you're looking at things and you're able to question things, stay away from these men. They will make it their life's mission to humble you. And a way to tell the kind of man you're dealing with is when you try to have a conversation with him. Often they will be talking and they genuinely believe they are saying something so profound. And you are looking at them like, this is dumb. And what will happen is if you don't agree with them, or if you kind of vocalize that you don't think that what they're saying makes sense, they will make it seem like the reason that you're not getting on board with what they're saying is that you don't understand, or like you don't have the capacity to understand what they're saying. And it's like, no, I understand. It's dumb. I don't agree because it lacks any kind of logic. And the reality is these men often target women who in life are doing better than them in general, but in specific areas that men may score higher than them. A great example here, and I'm so sorry, Simone, because I know you asked us to stop speaking about your husband, but he is just the best case study here. Simone Biles' husband, and I genuinely wish I could remember his name because I just watched the documentary. It's fine, but anyway, he has somehow convinced himself that he is the prize in the relationship. Now, I don't want to sit here and shade that man because, you know, that's their marriage and it works for them. However, you have to really be on a special type of narcotic as an NFL player who barely made it to the first team, no disrespect, but who is not at the top of your field in any capacity, to be able to open your mouth on Beyonce's internet and say that you are the prize in comparison to Simone Biles. Simone Biles, the Olympic gymnast who has broken every record, who has new routines named after her on a daily basis, who has done things in the sport that they cannot even name or score because you're tall and light-skinned. You think you're the prize because you're handsome. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like bullies, but I'm glad the internet ate him up because, and this is the point I'm trying to make, there are men out there that no matter what you achieve in this life, you will never convince them that they are not superior to you. And those are men that you need to be afraid of, because come rain, come shine, those men, using whatever tricks they want to use, will spend their time trying to bring you down a peg. They will work their arse off trying to humble you. They will work unpaid overtime to stop you being able to feel yourself. Another example that I saw the other day, I don't know if you guys saw this, was a lady and she was running a marathon and she was about, I think, 50 feet from the finish line and her husband was there with the kids and he let those kids run onto the track to go and hug her while she was running towards the finish line. Ooh, when I tell you, your biggest haters can be your man. Ooh, ladies, we've got to pick our men very, very carefully because some of these men, they have a God complex. And you see, when you're dating these men, please be aware. If you're dating a man and he's trying to humble you or he's trying to minimize your achievements or he's trying to bring you down a peg, 10 red flags. Run away because the suffering hasn't started yet. That's all I'm trying to say.
These are the types of men to avoid if you're a career woman. And in case you're a man watching this video, you can stick around to see if one of your friends is presenting these signs. I'm noticing with growing concern that career women are now the target for con men. So sweetheart, when you see these signs, run. Number 1, we have Mario. Mario is Zambian slang for a man who does nothing but focus on his looks and bring you headaches. It comes from a Congolese song by Franco Luambo Makiadi. So, basically, a Mario spends all his time at the gym. He has a skincare routine which is longer than yours, and he spends more time tailoring his outfits than he does tailoring his CV. He's not looking for a job. He doesn't want to go back to school. He doesn't want to start a business. His target are lonely men who might be older than him, or he might be looking for someone who's recently divorced and just looking for company in the meantime, who won't really look at what he's bringing to the table or if he's telling lies this whole time. Second group is Mr. Generous Supplies. Sweetheart, he only supplies 2 things. He supplies nothing, he supplies nonsense. Now, I acknowledge that there are people who are into generous supplies who are running legitimate businesses, and those are not the kind of people I'm talking about in this video. The kind of men I'm talking about are the ones who just register a company, and you can do this on your phone. It's so easy to register a company. You can have a company name in 24 hours. And then he does the next thing, which is for him to now print business cards. And the business card probably says that he's the general manager of the company. Now listen, his company has no website, it has no email address, it has no Facebook, no TikTok, no Instagram. He has no company profile, he has no business plan, and he has no record of ever supplying anything. Here's the thing, maybe you're talking about this guy is showing potential, but if he has potential, why has he not taken it upon himself to even just write a business plan? He didn't have any business, he's just looking for a kind of woman who believes in his potential, who will be able to stick around, while he continues to tell lies. And then there's a third group amongst the Mr. Generous Supplies, and this is the kind of guys who just have a business name, but really they're just entrepreneurs. They probably have a friend in procurement who's always looking out for some sort of deal for them, such that they'll be able to give him a tender, which he'll be able to sell to someone else. Now, in between these deals, he'll be telling you all sorts of stories while looking for a reason to live off of you. The third and final group is Mr. I'm waiting for a something. This group has studied female psychology so much that they're able to do all the sweet nothings that your working class boyfriend doesn't have the time to do. Your working class boyfriend can't reply to your messages immediately because maybe he's in a meeting with his boss, he has targets, he has KPIs, he's in the middle of crunching numbers. But this guy is available to text you back immediately. He's sending you flowers, and at the beginning of the relationship, he's flashing around a lot of money so that you're comfortable with him and you think that he's actually comfortable in life. He's not. Here's what Mr. Kasamthing does. He's running this like a pyramid scheme, and he has it down to a routine. He's taking money from the previous woman who he was dating and he's using it to spend on you. So when the initial honeymoon phase passes, what he's going to do is that he's going to tell you that, sweetheart, there's something which is coming from Tunduma. It's stuck at the border. I don't have money to clear. I have something which is waiting for me in Dar es Salaam. Once that truck arrives, I'll be able to give you money. Sweetheart, nothing is waiting in that truck aside from your disappointment. He's telling lies. He supplies nothing. He supplies nonsense. So ladies, when you see these signs, run. Let me know in the comment section other kinds of men you should avoid as a career woman who are just trying to pull you down.
And with children. I know this might be controversial for some of you. This only applies to the women that don't have children and that are trying to find a partner. Do not date men that have children, please. There can only be one queen bee, and believe me, it will drain you. Obviously, there's an exception to every rule, but if you could avoid dating men that have children, you will save yourself time and energy. You're just gonna have to trust me on this one. Secondly, this one's a little bit obvious, but the jealous type. Don't date a jealous man. And I know what you're thinking, well, you're just dating. How can you tell? Sis, you can tell that he's jealous from the first couple of dates. Is he already telling you to not do something, to not wear something? Is he consistently asking for you to tell him where you are? These are some signs, and I'll make a video later on the jealous type because they are scary. And lastly, number 3, don't date a victim mentality man. Don't do it. It'll be a waste of energy and time. How can you tell if he's a victim mentality type of man from the first date? Is he making himself sound like the victim? Is everybody else around him wrong except for him? Has life just been unfair to him? Therefore, he feels like he has to share it to the whole world. These men are lethal and dangerous, but most importantly, contagious. So stay away from the victim mentality type of man, because they are easy to feel bad for. And next thing you know, you're wrapped up in their drama. Avoid them.
I always hear men talking about, if she doesn't want anything, then I'll give her the world. I'm so sorry. I'm not dating a man that needs me to prove that I don't want anything for him to give me something. That is giving me, you want me to suffer. And I am not dating a man that wants me to suffer. I am not dating a man who needs to see suffering from me before he can look at me with any sort of value. Because that is what a lot of ethnic men are looking for in women. They want to see suffering first so that they can do something for you. I'm so sorry. How about you just give the girl who wants everything? Why does it need to be a girl, I want my girl humble, I want my girl that wants nothing? Fair enough, you shouldn't just be dating women who just want something out of you, of course. But to say that you want a woman that wants nothing, that's humble, that doesn't ask for much, so that you could give her something, it's given. You need her to suffer for you to look at her with any sort of value. And I'm so sorry, miss me with that. I want the world, I want everything. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, I don't want anything, in hopes of looking humble, because those are not the type of men that I'm attracted to anyways. I'm so sorry. Why do you need somebody to suffer so that you can show them love? Just show them love. I always say it, good men know what they want to give you way before you've given them anything. And if a man is in your life trying to tell you, you need to jump through hoops for this, ask him to go somewhere else. Because there are a lot of women out there that will accept that, but let him know that you're not the one. Because I feel like, especially as black women, we've been taught that we need to do the most for a man to find us valuable. This is why you got these silly little marriage speeches where a man is standing up in front of people at his wedding day talking about, I put her through this, this and this, and she stayed with me, she's a real one. You don't need to suffer to be a real one. You do not need to suffer to be a real one. Let go of that ride or die rubbish. It's not for you. Leave it with our parents.
These men that have not taken the step to go and get the divorce papers are the very men that are not looking to be married at all. And he will drag you along. And yes, he may not be in a committed relationship with his wife, but these type of men are usually emotionally unavailable due to whatever circumstances on why their marriage ended in the first place.
A man who is financially irresponsible. He has no savings. He avoids budgeting like it's the plague. Constantly borrowing money. I learned this term recently, but parlaying. He's betting money on sports, money that he does not have. Trust me, if he's like this during the talking stage, he will not change, and you cannot fix him, so don't try to fix him. You literally have to ask a man at this point to show you his bank statements. You need to know how he spends his money. Download Credit Karma and see someone's credit report. You need this information. You don't want to figure out after you marry him. The second is a man who's cheated in his past. If he has a history of infidelity and calls it mistakes, just know that those mistakes were choices. Even crazier when he's following other women and entertaining them on social media. You see a man in another woman's comments. That doesn't give you the ick, then I don't know. When you catch him doing the shady behavior on social media, he tries to lie to you. He tries to blame you. Oh, why are you stalking me? Number 3 is a man who cannot take accountability. He believes that he is always right. His opinion is better. He knows a better way to do it. These men will literally put you down to boost their own ego. He also lacks empathy and tries to make everything about himself. Number 4 is a guy who's emotionally unavailable. This one it cheeses me. He literally cannot have a serious or deep conversation, avoids talking about his future, his goals. He starts to dismiss you and say that you're being too dramatic. And anytime there is conflict, he disappears. Number 4, we have a man who's controlling. He tries to dictate how you spend your money, where you put your money. He tries to convince you that you need to contribute to bills. He gets angry when you make any type of independent decision. This is guilt or manipulation to get his way.
The type of man I will never ever go for again is the low effort, nonchalant motherfucker. Like the guy that just does not care about me or anything. Keep that motherfucker away from me. Because I have learned with so much experience that guy just doesn't like you. He's nonchalant because he doesn't fucking like you. You don't matter enough to him to care, to invest. The guys that I've dated that have been the best to me are the ones that care and show you they care. The nonchalant ones might care a little, but not enough. I want my guy to put effort to show that I matter to him, to be vocal when he doesn't like things, and to put genuine effort into our relationship and into nurturing like what we have. Being with a nonchalant person just drains the fuck out of you. Especially if you're a lover girl, constantly feeling like that love that you put out is not reciprocated or matched whatsoever is draining. I have just learned that it just leads to constant disappointment in relationships because you love and love and love and it never feels like like they feel that same way for you. It feels like you would go to the ends of the earth for them and they would never do that back for you. So miss me with those motherfuckers.
One type of man that I will never date again is a nonchalant ass man. Like, it is totally okay for you to just confess your love, whether that's handwritten notes or a random bouquet of flowers or a paragraph text, or literally just sit me down and speak it to my face. Anything is better than this whole guessing game, play it cool thing that guys try to do or claim that they don't do and then do. Seriously, my biggest pet peeve. Like, why are men so scared of emotion? Like, I promise you, if you're a man watching this and you think doing the whole play it cool because you don't want to look desperate, trust me, you are digging yourself a hole, because women will always appreciate a man that worships her rather than someone that just acts indifferent about it. So, I will never date a nonchalant man ever again. You must appreciate me and make it known. No guessing.
Stay far away from this type of man. I want you to imagine you meet a guy, an amazing guy. You go on one date with him, which turns into 2, which turns into 3, which turns into a full-blown relationship. And then 3 months down the road, as you guys are becoming more serious in your relationship, you realize that things are going good. Really good. You don't really have any issues with anything he says or does. And then 6 months goes by, and still, the relationship is really good. In fact, it's so good that you realize at 6 months, you haven't even had a single fight with him about anything. Not an argument, not a disagreement, not even so much as a debate, but you don't pay it no mind. So a year goes by and you're still very happy in your relationship. And then one day you go out with your girlfriends and you come back later than expected. And when you come back, he blows up on you. I'm tired of you disrespecting me in this house. You coming back late doing whatever you want to do. I don't mess with you. I'm done with your dump. I'm done with this dumb I'm done with this. And he's bringing up issues from 6 months ago, from 8 months ago. He's bringing up things that you did on the very first date that he had an issue with. And you're sitting there like, when did you have a problem with everything I did for the past year? You didn't address anything. And you realize that the reason you haven't had an argument in your year-long relationship is not because there was nothing to argue about. It's because he wasn't addressing the issues that were issues for him.
The top 3 men that you need to avoid if you want commitment and exclusivity in a relationship, part 2. First one is the sperm donor. This is the guy who has children by multiple other women, but there's always some reason, and it's usually the baby mama's fault, why he isn't a better dad to them. If he has more than 2 children with more than 2 women, he is absolutely off the table and not a viable option for dating or relationships for you. He's non-committal, shows a pattern of inconsistency, doesn't take accountability for his choices, and is able to walk away from his responsibilities. The second is the workaholic, because he gains his worth from his work, which means that he'll always have a need to achieve, to accomplish, to build, to create something, even if he has everything that he needs. And you'll never be enough to satisfy or fulfill him, which means you'll be left often neglected and potentially abandoned. And the third is the show off. This is the guy who dresses to impress no matter where you go. Every conversation includes a line about what he has or what he's about to get, and he's always fishing for compliments. The show-off is emotionally immature and emotionally needy. He'll constantly be looking and seeking validation from external sources, which means he's highly likely to cheat, and your connection will predominantly be superficial. Everything he does is ego-based, and you'll never get that deep connection that you're seeking.
Yo guys, I feel like everything they've said I agree with. Like, honestly, I feel like they've said it all, so I won't even bother talking too much because the video is already so long. But I would like to hear what you guys have to say about this topic in the comment section. Do you agree, or are there some things you don't agree with? Or are there some things you feel have been left out? Let's discuss further in the comment section below. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a video. Till next time, I remain Lisa. Peace and love. I love you all. Bye.